of recent security situation in northern Nigeria by Coalition of Northern Groups. Gentlemen of the press, good afternoon. Coalition of Northern Groups, CNG, has reviewed the resurgence of violent attacks across some northern states in the recent days with deep concern. CNG is hereby disturbed by the despicable and irresponsible decimation and elimination of our people, destruction of their livelihood, raping and exploitation of our women, and extorting our poverty-stricken villages and towns by terrorists. In the last few days, armed bandits, terrorists across 4 northern states of Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, and Niger states have killed scores of helpless and defenseless citizens, in addition to multiple kidnapping and other forms of exploitations. Regrettably, these killings, abductions, maiming, and exploitations have been going on incessantly with no respite in sight. In Zamfara state, for instance, the terrorists are invading even the state capital, in which many people are currently under negotiations with the bandits to steal freedom of their relatives, friends, and associates. Bakura local government of the same Zamfara, the terrorists ransacked the communities, killing many armless citizens, including a chief imam named Malam Akilu Malam during Friday prayer, and many others. In a few wards of Monupashi local government area of Katsina State, at least 17 people were killed and several others abducted, including women and children, in addition to occasional levies imposed on the community by the bandits. In Sokoto State, Margai and Goldache villages of Kebbe local government area were ransacked. Scores of people were killed, including a father and his biological son. Many were abducted, while unspecified number of animals were rescued. Distressfully, in Niger State, the terrorists terrorized people of Bunya, Paiko, Shiroro, and Rafi local governments with killings, abductions, tax imposition. They equally burnt down a secondary school in Alawa community in Shiroro local government. In Kaduna State, we have received reports as saying various communities in Birnin Gwari local government paid a levy of whooping 45 million naira to avert attacks and secure peace from the marauding terrorists. There were reports of kidnappings along Abuja-Kaduna expressways recently. Finally, CNG condemns as totally unacceptable the suspension of Vision FM and subsidiary Foreign Water TV by the federal government through National Broadcasting Commission (NBC). This is an affront to freedom of speech and expression as contained in the Nigerian Constitution. We call on the federal government as a matter of urgency to rescind this unpopular and dictatorial decision that has no place in democratic governance. It is important we remind the federal government that it rode on the fundamental right of freedom of expression to capture power. It is therefore expected that the government will reciprocate by championing freedom of speech and expression for all Nigerians without fear or favor. Thank you and God bless.